So, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to do a hybrid episode with Midwest Melanin Mafia. So, Rashard is here, and if we get some more people to pop in from that pod, we will definitely let them in. We're going to be talking about wrestling today, and we got a few topics to cover. Okay, we're going to be talking about the people and the power of the people and how it affects wrestling. And what exactly happened with our truth has to do with the power of the people. So we're going to talk about that. And then we have the other topics. They've already started booking for the Saudi show. So we're going to talk about John Cena and CM Punk's match heading into Saudi. Money in the Bank is done. I'm only going to go over the winners of Money in the Bank because I feel like we've talked about Money in the Bank a lot. And I just don't want to do it. However, we can't talk about Worlds Collide because I like Worlds Collide a lot. And Evolution is booking. It looks like Liv and Raquel are going to be facing off against the Bella Twins. Nikki Bella got laid out by Liv Morgan this past Monday. And of course, NXT's JC Jane is the current NXT Women's Champion. And whoever wins this eliminator that they have set up will be her opponent at Evolution as well. So, we're going to talk about that. But first things first, everybody say hi.
Hi.
What up? What up? What up?
Hold on.
Let's get the other stuff out the way. I forgot to mention TNA, but TNA had a TV special, PLE, called Against All Odds, and they have their battle for brand control between Santino Morella and Robert Stone. Robert Stone ended up losing. Ariana Grace helped them win, helped her father win. There was a lot of cheating, a lot of backbiting going on in that match, but ultimately, our boy Santino Morella regained control of TNA, and he is now the director of authority once again. So
What?
there's
Shut up.
that.
No. Like he's one of those guys. He left. He never said a bad thing about WWE. He went and lived his life. You could tell he's having a blast that he's getting to do this with his daughter. Ariana's having a great time doing this with her dad, and they're just so fucking cute together. I'm sorry. It's just like, oh, I love it. It's so cute.
I love Santino, and I'm happy he gets to do it with his daughter. It's very rare that a wrestler gets to actually be around their children, especially the wrestlers of old. We've seen them deteriorate, so they either don't have good relationships with their kids, or they weren't alive long enough to be there for them. So it's a very beautiful thing to see. Um, so we have that. Trick Williams retained his championship against Elijah. There was some help from First Class in that. Um, Santana ended up suffering a bottle being smashed over his head by AJ Francis after he was invited to First Class's penthouse.
Which is crazy work.
Um, it's crazy. You had
I haven't
the
smashed a bottle on someone's head in a few years.
Jesus
Oh
Shout out to
Christ.
Trick and A, as he calls it.
Stop. Stop. I refuse to call it that. I refuse.
Trick and A.
Not tricking I.
I hate it. Then you had they're making me laugh and I hate this word. You had the Elegance brand went up against like four other people and Zaya Brookside was with them. I don't know these ladies' names. I'm not looking at the stuff right now. They had their match and they lost to the Elegance brand. The Elegance brand won, and later on in the night they had a celebration for the Elegance brand. But this is when the inspiration, formerly known as the Iconics in WWE, returned to TNA. And they made it very clear that they have their eyes set on regaining those championships because they were once too the Knockouts Tag Team Champions. So
Not to cut you off, Tiff, but I just realized that Harley Cameron was the one singing their theme song.
what?
Harley singing their theme song.
Yeah. So I was listening. I was like, why does this voice sound familiar?
I didn't know that.
And I was like, oh my God, that's Harley. And
But
then
I
I
like
went
Harley.
back and TNA posted a throwback of Harley performing it. Because this is when she used to have red hair.
Why is this woman
Oh.
way too damn talented? Like, why is she in wrestling? She should be like, I don't know what she should be, but she's like too talented for wrestling, if that makes sense.
I don't know. You can be on TV and be in wrestling and doors are open.
Y'all know I'm not a big fan of the inspiration, the iconics, whatever they want to go by right now. But they look amazing. They look fantastic, and I'm
The
always
one
gonna,
had 2 babies.
yeah.
Yeah. I think Cassie. I think it was Cassie.
Or Peyton or whatever she goes by.
Said, you
But
ain't have them babies, lady.
right, she looked amazing, and like I gotta support moms in wrestling. So no, I don't have to support them if they're assholes. So shout
But they're
out.
nice though.
They're
Yeah, so
fine.
yeah, so I mean, it's just like I was watching them, and I was like, you know what? Good for you, hoes. I'm proud of you. Like you had them
Hell
babies.
no.
Oh, I
Me with
appreciate it.
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, like they had on the list, like they home,
Insane.
they had their
Oh,
baby. They had a second baby if they wanted to, and when they were ready, they came back, and I was like, this is how you fucking do it. So I'm excited for them.
well, there were some other matches. The tag team titles were defended. The Nemesis went up against the Rascals. The Rascals lost. Um, you had the international, the TNA International Championship defended. Steve Macklin is the champion. He beat Mance Warner. Um, who else had a match? I want to say that Masha Slamovich had a match with Lei Ying Lee. Okay, and she lost. Masha retained, and Killer Kelly came back to make it very clear that she wasn't finished with Masha Slamovich. She had a lot going on at TNA's Against All Odds. Now, their Slammiversary, which is their version of like Mania, this is their big show. It is going to be on July 20th, I believe. Yeah, it's a Friday, the odd day to have a big PLE like that. But it's on a Friday. Don't know. Oh, Joe Hendry returned. Joe Hendry had a match with Frankie Kazarian. He lost, and Frankie Kazarian just started like berating Joe for losing the championship to Trick Williams. First of all, okay, so keep it completely one kayfabe, right? I need you and Brian Breaker to like let the tan and shit go. I don't mean it like y'all can't tan, but like it's a little too dark. The shades are super dark. It's to the point where the whites of your eyes, like your eye, you can see your white skin underneath the tanner because you can't put the tanner all the way up to your eye.
Yeah, Bro be using the hell
It's
out of
too
that Tanner.
much.
That it's the
I
darkest
said,
one. I swear it is.
it's too much.
And I'm just like, please, just relax on it. Like, go a couple shades lighter because when you put it on, you're supposed to wear it and let it sit on the skin for a while, shower, and then it will darken over time.
Like
Y'all
we
got to
should
be
not we
taking
should not wear the same foundation shade. Like that is
back.
crazy.
Oh shit!
They got on some like disposable tanning, like wash on,
No,
wash off.
no, it is. It is. It's temporary. But what it is okay. So we black, so we don't have to do that. But sorry, Alexis, I don't mean it no harm. But it's like this: you buy it in the tube in the store. There are some black people who like to use it when they want to look a little bit more. I guess you could say make their skin look a little bit more radiant, like
I
it's a little
do
more
in
sun kissed.
I do in the wintertime if
Yeah,
I'm like if I have to go to an event or I have to wear like a dress or something like a formal dress, especially if I'm like a
yeah.
bridesmaid, because it like evens out your skin tone. Or
And
I'll
it
do
just
the
makes it
same
look
thing.
yeah, you get a little bit more vibrancy to it. It won't seem so dull and flat. But the point of it is it gives you this golden bronze like hue. It's supposed to mimic you being in the sun and getting a little brown.
Even that, just
The
to
way
add on.
you wear it isn't how they're wearing it. So some of them put that on the day of, and they're walking around. That's why their hands are like yellow and golden brown. You're
They
not
be
supposed to do that.
gorilla. They be in gorilla
Yeah,
fresh wearing
Yes,
it.
I can
yes,
say
They
you're
be in
rubbing it
gorilla
on.
20 minutes before,
You're not
yeah.
supposed to do
So I can
that.
and
say
you got shit all over you.
Yes,
God forbid, whoever you're wrestling got something white on.
because
yeah.
it's coming off.
Or like you see like the behind the scenes little videos of them walking around the arena before doors open. They be pale as a ghost, and then all of
And
a sudden when they come out, they
they're
just
brown.
plastic.
Well, I can. Okay, so I actually have tried to do this on multiple summers because, like, I don't know why white girl thing. I'm not fucking sure, but if you buy the stuff you're supposed to use, they actually have it where it's like light to, or fair to light, light to medium, medium
Mm-hmm.
to dark medium to ooh, you're like pushing the limits on the skin color, that kind of thing, right? So
Right.
tell you, even like if you read it on Jergens, because that's what I use, they say put it on, like you don't slather it on. You basically put like a little bit on each time you work it in. Make sure you get it around your elbows and your knees because that's where it loves to crease up at. And you do it and then you let it dry. Like you're literally supposed to stand there while you're naked, let this shit dry before you let it touch anything. You're not supposed to take the whole bottle and put it on your arms and then go to bed. Like it's a buildup thing. It's not something that's supposed to happen like the next day. It's a buildup thing.
They're
But
not doing that.
I mean,
They're
I've
putting
seen.
it on the day of because there's no way, and they're using their hands because they come with a mitt. It comes with a mitt that you
It,
can use to put on.
I mean,
I'm not
Jergens
understanding.
Jergens has a self tanning body wash, and they even tell you like, don't use your regular loofah if you're gonna use or a washcloth. You have to use a separate one. Like use just a little bit because it's supposed to be like it deposits on your skin. It's like hair dye. It deposits
Yeah,
on. No, that's the way that someone explained to me. It deposits on your skin, and the more you build it up, the more you do it. But you're not supposed to take the whole damn bottle and just use it on like one leg and then, be fanning it off 20 seconds before you got to go out there and wrestle somebody. Looking like shit streaks all over the damn ring.
not shit.
Dude, that's what it's like. Come on.
Shit streaks is wild.
They under that lighting, they're sweating, they're gross. Ugh, I wouldn't want to touch
I
you.
just need y'all to chill on the scanner. And Frankie Kazarian, you too old to be walking around looking that dark. And when your lips are white and you're brown, you've gone too far. Stop it.
You know
Okay?
the other wrestlers be having tan streaks all under their arms from putting them in
It's so
headlocks and stuff.
gross. It's so gross. And
That's
then
like
the
evil.
tan stuff be under their nails. It's in their nail bed. Under the nail. Ugh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
It sucks
But,
because like that I had to keep my nails cut because if you don't wash your and it tells you like right after you're done, wash your hands because that shit will cake in under your nails and the only way you can get it out is by cutting your nails. So if you do that and you have fake nails on and you don't clean it right away, it looks brown underneath your fingers.
that is sick.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's
Anyway,
not
Frankie
cute.
Kazarian decided to chastise Joe Hendry for losing the championship to Trick Williams. I said this on my podcast. I was just like, well, if you had a problem with it, why you ain't bring your ass to Battleground and help him keep it? I didn't see none of y'all corralling around the ring. The only person that was there was the CEO of TNA. He was the only one.
Because Frankie Kazarian as a heel is a whiny little bitch.
Whatever he want to do, it really doesn't matter. I just need his old ass to get it together. Other than that, that was what happened at Against All Odds. Now today is Thursday. It's 8 o'clock or sometime in 8 o'clock, and they're having their show on right now. So if you've got um, Access TV or if you have TNA Plus, you can watch it and enjoy the show. I'm sure they're going to bring up the inspiration. I'm sure they're going to bring up Joe Hendry and where he is right now mentally and everything in between. Okay, now let's get into Money in the Bank. Okay, I promise y'all we wasn't gonna rehash Money in the Bank too much, but we do need to talk about it because currently, right now, Naomi is your women's Money in the Bank winner, and Seth Rollins is your men's Money in the Bank winner. Now, Seth being the winner is irrelevant to me. I don't really care, but
Thank
I will
you.
let them talk about it. If that's what they want to do, they can do that. But me personally, I don't give a shit. Um, Naomi is my focus. She is my focus. I am so happy that that woman won. She is the first African American woman to win the women's Money in the Bank, and hopefully she'll be the first, but not the last African American woman to have a successful cash in. Because Triple H ain't never gave you two in one time. He always be real petty, and I'm hoping that his bald headed ass don't do nothing stupid. I'm hoping, but I don't trust him. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Naomi won Money in the Bank, and then you got Seth if you care. So
I really don't care about Seth winning.
fair enough.
Congratulations to Naomi. Lord knows we've been all rooting for her for as long as we have to finally get it. I don't care about Seth because honestly, why did he have to win? But yeah, fuck the men's match, like entirely. Like LA Knight is right fucking there this whole time.
I ain't gonna lie. The men's match was good. It really was. I didn't like the fact that they took so much time for Solo and Jacob, but
Leave my Samoan baby daddy alone.
it's not about him. It's about the timing of it. Like that match actually was fun to watch. I'm not even trying to be funny. It was very unexpected because it was such a random set of men in this match. And Nicole was even saying it that this match was just so
I
oddly
told
set
y'all.
up. But I just I liked the match. I just wish that whatever that shit was Solo and Jacob and everything that they had going on, I needed them to wrap that up quicker than they did. And it was like 10 minutes in the middle of the match. They're standing there. They got Jacob. Jacob's taking his sweet time. I'm like, what is going on? What are you waiting for? Like, you grab the man's ankle. It took Solo 30 years to get up the damn ladder.
It took them so
What?
fucking long.
I was like, what is happening? What are you doing? Like, I said, okay. It was just the length of time that they took in the midst of that match that made you just go, ugh, I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? And then it really got sour because Seth won it. And I was like, y'all don't,
Yeah,
y'all,
how easily he won it.
right? I was like, why? Like, I know he probably don't end up cashing in at SummerSlam or some shit like that. If that's what you want to do, fine, whatever. I'm over it. But like I said before, they could just put him in the King of the Ring tournament and let him win it and be done with it. Um, but there's that. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match was the best match of the night to me. It was fun. It was interesting from start to finish. I really loved it.
Hey, can someone turn their TV down? I can hear what you're watching.
Oh, that's my bad. I'm gonna
So,
fucking Netflix. Okay.
but I'll let y'all have at it. And y'all tell me what y'all thought about Naomi's win.
I was,
I'm,
even though I was like, I was very happy. I would have been happy with anyone that wasn't Rhea, to be honest. But I specifically
Fact.
wanted Naomi to win.
Yes, that's fact.
I mean, I'm happy Naomi finally won. Um, we've been, like I said, we've been rooting for her to win one of these damn things since the first Money in the Bank match. And Nicole said it. She said in the group chat that we're in, she was saying, this Naomi is one of the last women from one of the last, because her and Maddie, and I think that's it, but that's one of the last women currently wrestling actively on the roster. So for her to go from diva to this is a big thing. And I'm just happy she won, man. She fucking deserves it. She better have a successful cash in. I'm already ready to beat down Triple H's door. So, I won't mind adding a couple more years on my sentence when I get arrested. But
I can't.
no, I'm happy for Naomi. The men's match was good. Penta's just Penta. He's awesome. Andrade's in it. Solo. Okay, y'all are gonna have to fill me in on something here because I have not watched SmackDown in like 85 years. It feels like. Is Solo still thinking he's the shit, even though he really hasn't done anything to prove that he's the shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
because I don't follow that bloodline shit. I'm only interested in it because Jacob's there. But
Well,
like I said,
speaking of that, they say that Friday. This is rumors. Okay, I just want y'all to know that, but they're saying that Hickory was supposed to show up Friday
oh shit.
along with
I hope not. I
Mateo
really,
and Solo.
as Lovely said in her live, he needs to be in NXT if they bring him in.
That's fine by me.
He needs to go to NXT.
Can we just bring in Mr. Iguana and call it a fucking day? Like
Well,
I
This
they,
want
is
well, they probably are.
already.
I mean, they're
He
gonna be
is
deep, man.
already on the main roster.
I mean, they're
I
gonna be
fuck
deep once God returns.
Yeah. Oh shit.
They're gonna need their own show back. It sound like
That's
the Saturday night Samoans.
yeah.
give them their own, give them their
He's
own
doing
show.
Friday night Samoans. That's
Right.
it.
that's a
Tongues
Friday
and
night.
Samoans. That's all that's gonna be on the show. That's fine. Bring the Tongan
Like,
twins over there too. Let them take over this women's division.
like, like,
Start
like, I- like, I,
battling some
like,
shit.
I understand why they want SmackDown 3 hours now because they got too many damn Samoans they need to put on TV.
3 hours just to get to the freaking 1 hour just to get to the ring.
You
Right.
know what though? A lot of people complain the first couple of months of the 3 hour show was exhausting. I ain't gonna lie. But after Road Dogg took over, I ain't gonna lie, he's doing a very good job of making sure it's it's split down the middle correctly. There is enough time for people to have decent matches. It ain't no 1-off 5 minute match. Like all of those matches, you go to at least 10 minutes.
The thing is,
So
remember this because the human mind is so programmed now for something short and sweet. I'm not going to sit here and deny it. I'm the same way. If it's like I'm watching a tutorial about something, I'm not going to sit through a 20-minute intro. I'm scanning to where I need to go. But if it's 3 hours is worth watching entertainment wise, people won't complain. But if it's not, that's when it's like, you know what? It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to bed. I don't need to see the last match.
they haven't been bad since I've been watching it for 3 hours. No, like I said, the first couple of months, it's a lot. It was a lot, and they hadn't had much structure. But once they gave that task to Road Dogg to take over, he has been doing a good job at booking. You still see Chelsea in her situation with Zelina Vega. Vega now has a new target with Julia. The way that it's set up, he makes it very clear how things are going to play out, at least in terms of how the story starts, where that push stop is in the middle, and then you get an ending. He's not trying to cause drama and then he adds more drama to the story before the story can finish. The story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that's how it's set up. That's why SmackDown works as a 3 hour show for now. I'm not to say that it has to stay that way. The USA Network is very pleased with it being 3 hours, so they've kept it at 3 hours. Now, before we get into the other part that I want to tell y'all, we have to talk about Worlds Collide. So, World Collide came on at 3 before Money in the Bank, and it was awesome. I watched the whole show. Chad Gable is one of the greatest wrestlers of our time, whether he's El Grande Americano or not. That man is a monster, okay? He wrestled in that match with El Vikingo, and they tore down the house in that match. He turned around the next night, well, a few hours later, and wrestled in Money in the Bank and was getting his ass kicked as El Grande Americano, turned around the next day on Monday Night Raw and wrestled AJ Styles, a very fresh AJ Styles. So whatever you want to about Chad Gable, what you can't say is that man can't wrestle and that his work ethic is bullshit because that man is great at what he does. I wouldn't mind if he gets a championship. He just got to stop doing that racist El Grande Americano bullshit because it's racist. You can say whatever the hell you want, but that shit is racist.
The MAGA fucking luchador.
It's racist and weird. Do something else. But World Collide was a good show. Did y'all watch it? Did y'all watch the replay at least and see how it went down?
I did, but honestly, I couldn't recollect the whole show to you. It was good. I liked it. It was something different. I think, surprisingly, I think Corey did a great job leading
Oh, he was
Conan.
awesome. Yeah, because Conan was.
He did a very good job. Like, I'm very, like, kudos to Corey. He did
Yeah,
a phenomenal job.
yeah, because Conan was killing it for me.
He was trying, but also I wasn't like that mad anyways, because I was like, um like he don't commentate like that.
I mean, it
He
felt like
got it.
Conan was commentating as if no one has ever seen lucha libre
Yes,
wrestling
that's
before.
what
That's how he
it was a
was.
little
I
much.
was
There
like,
are some
bro, come
things
on.
he should
Some things
emphasize.
he
I
could have
100%
explained.
agreed that. I do
Yeah.
agree there, but some of it also is a little too much. He was like, no one has ever seen. I said, nigga, shut the fuck up. Are you trying to tell me we have never seen two
I'm like,
people in a mass wrestle?
we don't have like luchas on on
Like
the
we weren't watching. Like I used to watch it on Telemundo. You remember it used to come on Telemundo? I'm
Yes,
assuming it
it
probably still
did.
does. I
I
used to come
forgot
on
about that.
Telemundo, and it was I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
But it was
I
nuts.
feel like it was it AAA.
Was it?
Or was it
I don't know.
CMLL?
I don't know.
But
Anywhere.
Let's see.
yeah, I would like to know that.
I mean, half of us grew up watching WCW, and that's where a lot of us saw luchador wrestling for the first time.
Well, not only that, like I have vivid memories watching it on Telemundo, Eurovision. There's two Mexican channels, right?
I think
It's
so.
Telemundo, and then there's something else.
It was something Vision.
Univision.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Univision.
Yeah.
Because they were like, damn, this is taking it back. Because they were
Yeah.
only separated by a couple stations.
Mm-hmm.
Lucha Underground was on Univision. And
No.
it says additionally Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide
That's what
has
it
deals to
was.
air its shows on Televisa Univision in the US.
Okay. So it was AAA.
It came on mornings, or no, Sunday afternoons when nothing else was really on, and my little happy ass would sit and watch it. No
It was
complaints.
on Univision. She was right. Yep.
Yep.
See with us growing up, they had like Monday Night Raw like on Sunday afternoons
They
on like
did.
Telemundo.
Yeah,
And all they did
Yeah,
was
because
like
Raw used to come out
all they
weird
did
days,
was
right?
like dub over. All they did was like dub
hmm
over the English with commentary with like Spanish, so you could
Yep.
still hear the English in the background while the
Yeah.
Yep.
person was like trying to say everything in Spanish.
hmm
One of my friends, his parents didn't have cable, but he liked watching wrestling. But it was weird because Telemundo, Univision, one of those channels you could pick up easily without cable back at where I'm back home. And he had no idea what they were saying, but he knew the storylines that were going on because he would sit there and watch it. He's like, I don't know what the hell they're saying, but it makes sense to me.
If you watch it long enough, you figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. I like the show. I thought that they did a really good job on the show, and Mr. Iguana was their star player. He came out there, and everybody started hollering and screaming over that iguana. So WWE said we want you to come on the brand and wrestle on the brand, and then I guess he asked him, "Am I going to NXT?" Because they had him in NXT this week. He was in the crowd with the son of Dr. Wagner, so. He was like, "Am I going to?" And they said, "No, no, 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 no. You sell too much merch. Your T-shirt is the number one shirt on the merch site right now. We need you on the main roster." And
They
then
said, no, no,
next thing
no,
I
that's the money
know,
you can make.
he's got a whole infographic up announcing he's gonna be on Monday Night Raw.
I love that for him. Like, I saw him. That's the first time I've ever seen him, and I automatically love him.
He said that was his. It was a big dream of his to wrestle for WWE, and he accomplished something on his bucket list. And I was like, period. So World Collide was a very good show. If you missed it, you missed out on something really special. And everybody that worked on that show did a very, very good job. So kudos to all the luchadors and everybody who participated from WWE. Ethan Page retained his championship. That match was sick. It was so much fun to watch. Fatal Four Way was so much fun. You had a lot of tag matches. Legado del Fantasma finally got a W over the guys in AAA. LWO lost, but
What else is new?
they always lose. I hate that for them. Lola and Stephanie did beat Delisa and Chica Tormente. They did beat them. And then you had Vikingo defending his AAA championship against Chad Gable, and it was not an easy feat. Chad Gable is probably one of the hardest wrestlers to wrestle, and he gave El Vikingo a serious run for his money. He almost won that championship, but they were successful. And once El Vikingo won, everybody came out and they had a nice little moment in the middle of the ring. So shout out to y'all for putting on a good show. Now, here's what I wanted to ask y'all before we get into the rest of the stuff. They have decided, per bodyslam.net, so there's not no definitive answer of this, but WWE is thinking about having a draft. Instead of having a draft after Mania or during SummerSlam, they decided to have a draft the night of their sleep week. Sleep week usually starts in like September. They always have a premiere episode because that's the week that they premiere the new TV shows or they're premiering their flagship shows on each channel. So during Sleep Week is when they are planning or alleged to be planning the WWE draft.
I mean,
The silence is deafening.
no, I mean, it's.
I mean, they should have one, but when's the last time they had one? Because they've been saying they've been gonna have a draft for a year now.
And if they're going to
I
have a
don't
draft,
remember the last time. I think it was last year they had the draft.
No, it's been like 2 years.
and if you're
The
going to
last
have.
draft I remember had what Carmelo had. Sorry, Alexis, I don't mean to cut you off. So that wasn't last year when Carmelo got drafted.
Yeah,
It's longer than a year. It's been like a year and a half.
2 years.
I thought he got
Almost.
drafted last
It's
year.
been like a year, right? Because
I
Carmelo
It's
got
think
over a
it was
drafted.
a
year.
year.
It's almost a year and a half.
It's been like a year and some months because it was right after Cody won at WrestleMania. They had the draft, and that's when Carmelo went up against Cody.
And then
Yeah.
Carmelo's been on the roster
For about
for
a
a
year now.
year, like a couple months ago.
Yeah, about a year and some months.
Okay, so the draft was in last year in 2024. It was in April. So Nicole's right. Well, so was Rashard. It's been a year and a couple months, but it was last year that he got drafted to the Rock. But yes, they are alleging that the draft is supposed to happen in September.
If they're gonna have a draft, this is just my thing. If they're gonna have a draft, make it worthwhile. Make it like the people who you pick. This is where we're like, okay, these are the next 10, like the people they always pick on TV. These are the ones that we're gonna push, or we're gonna do this, or we're gonna do that. Make it mean shit, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. Don't.
because where's Kiana?
Kiana been right at home. Where she at? She had got her breast augmentation, so she was off for that. She had an injury she was rehabbing. And other than that, as far as I know, she should be cleared and ready to go.
Yeah, but she didn't do any. Like they hyped her up. She did like 2 matches, and I understand the girl was hurt or whatever. But these are your picks that you're picking on TV. Like, make it mean something. Again, if I'm watching a 3-hour draft, I want to be entertained. Like, look at the NFL draft alone this year, the drama and everything that had to go on with Deion Sanders' son. People were watching it just for that. Like, people I don't even who I know who's never watched football, they're like, yo, I'm seeing this drama on TikTok. I got to see. And then I'm like, I see the team he gets drafted to. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so
Excuse
sorry.
Are
me?
you disrespectful? You mad disrespectful.
That's
We
wild.
got Joe Flacco back. Flacco's back home where he belongs.
Period.
Okay? So
Let's not do too
don't do
much.
that. Don't do that.
I'm
Don't
not saying
disrespect
that.
us.
Look, I'm happy Falco's back. I like Falco. He was the only guy on the Ravens I could fucking stand, man. So I like him.
Okay.
Don't be
Damn.
disrespecting no Browns fans. We come at your neck real hard.
Look who
We
the
come at your
Steelers
neck hard.
look who the Steelers picked up. Do you think I'm happy about that? No.
Oh,
We don't give a shit
Steelers got
about
a
the
lot
damn
of problems
Steelers.
right now.
We
We
don't
got
give a shit
Gardner
about them.
Rodgers. Like what the fuck, man?
I'm just saying. Don't disrespect us.
I say it disrespectfully. I said I was sorry.
Girl, sure. You know how much hell I gotta go through to be a damn Browns fan? I ain't gonna take that shit. Now, shoot.
Rude. I was saying I'm sorry that your team got dragged, but you know what? I'm not gonna say shit right now.
Oh, now she mad at me. She been slightly shaded, and now she mad at me. Okay, I'll take that. Anyway,
Football season's starting up here soon, Tiff. Just saying.
all right. You gonna get your ass whooped around here. Okay? Your pure ass whooping. Okay? That's it. Okay. So I so rudely interrupted.
Oh, you want to be really interrupted? I could totally be rude right now. Hey, Alexa, how many times have the Pittsburgh Steelers beaten the Cleveland Browns?
No,
I
let's
see
just
she didn't
do
have to
too
even
much.
say that.
Yeah, she wrote Alexa in it.
Now that was nasty.
Browns all time.
Okay.
That
Now
very
see,
much.
I'm dirty. I am dirty. I will go for the judgment because as many times as they've beaten us, you know what, I'm be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be quiet. Anyway, the draft is supposed to happen in September. This is after they have Clash in Paris, which is on the 31st of August. And on the 1st of September, they will still be in Paris. So the draft will more than likely happen the second or third week of September because I cannot remember when Sweet Week is. It's usually in the middle of the month, from my understanding. So yeah, it's supposed to be after SummerSlam, but the next PLE after SummerSlam is Clash in Paris, and then they'll still be in Paris for Monday Night Raw. So they will might more than likely do it towards the end of the month of September. They'll have either the middle of the week or that last week of September when they do the draft when they start it.
They
Um,
probably won't do the draft while they're in Paris. They'll probably wait till like the next week when they're home. So
it's fine. So, John Cena and CM Punk have decided that they're going to revive their feud. It seems that instead of waiting until SummerSlam, which most fans thought they were going to do, they're going to have their fight at the Saudi show in Night of Champions. This is shoehorned right in the middle of CM Punk's feud with Seth freaking Rollins. And Seth seems to be tied into this somewhere as well because after these two had their confrontation on Monday, he came out there and made it very clear that he is the one who holds the power in this situation. John Cena being champion to him is irrelevant. He's Mr. Money in the Bank. Now, Seth holding the briefcase doesn't necessarily guarantee that he's going to be champion. He's won it before via the briefcase, but that doesn't mean that he will. Money in the Bank briefcase for the men has a 76% success rate. The women's Money in the Bank currently has a 100% success rate.
this better not be
So,
the year they'll cash in. I'm gonna be pissed.
I have no faith in Triple H, so I'll just wait and see. I'll put it that way. So we will see how this all plays out. Oh, and by the way, speaking of Mr. Iguana from Worlds Collide, I forgot to tell y'all. Over on YouTube, you can watch a compilation of some of his best matches over there on the tube because WWE has access to all of Triple A's library now since they own the company. So they can put up all the compilations of superstars who wrestled there before. I mean, Santos wrestled in Triple A before he came to WWE, and he most definitely can have a compilation match set up for him as well. So there's a lot of people, a lot of luchadors who came through AAA that could have one of those best of compilations, but Mr. Iguana is the first one that has it up currently right
Let me go
now.
watch
Speaking
that.
of, what's that?
Let me go watch that after we're done doing this.
It is up currently on YouTube. So speaking of Night of Champions, the brackets are set up for Night of Champions right now. The women's matches, they are as follows. Roxanne Perez qualified on the Monday for her side of the bracket. She beat out Rhea Ripley, Kyrie Sane, and her supposedly partner Morgan, Liv Morgan. She is going to the semifinals. And then tomorrow, you're going to have Jay Cargill, Meacham, Piper, and Nia Jax competing to go to the semifinals to face off against Roxanne Perez. On the right side of the bracket, for SmackDown next week, you'll have Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, and Candice LeRae competing in her side of the tournament. And then on Monday, you're going to have Asuka return, who's been gone for over a year due to a knee injury. You have Stephanie back here, and Raquel Rodriguez and Ivy Nile will be competing for the semifinals. Now, who do y'all think is going to advance in the tournament? We got three more brackets to fill. So, who do you think is going to advance in these three? Rashard, you haven't been saying much. Who do you think is going to advance?
I have a Jade, somehow Chelsea Green, somehow, some way.
Which bracket is Chelsea? You fucking lying. She ain't making it out that bracket.
There has to be an upset cut because there has to be like two upsets and two obvious ones. Like Roxanne was one of the upsets, so there has to be like another upset through here. And I
Personally,
think there's
didn't see
going to be an
that
upset on the
upset.
SmackDown side since the Raw side already had their upset. So the upset I'm giving is to Chelsea Green. Like something's going to pop off over there.
I will hate you forever if that
And
I
for
need
that,
Charlotte to win.
and for that second Raw one, I don't know. It's either going to be Oscar or Stephanie. Like I'm good with either one of them.
Mm. Well, Alexis, who do you think is advancing?
Let me look at these pictures. All right.
You on the SmackDown side, underneath Perez, you got Jay, Cargill, Meechin, Piper, and you got Nia Jax.
Oh, so they're just it's 4-way matches. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Naya, even though I want Piper in there so bad, but
Wow.
I
I
think
never would. Everybody's picking different people. This is interesting.
because I
Go
know
ahead.
because Naya was the first, or not the first, but she was like the last queen of the ring, and I don't think she. I don't know. I'm just thinking of like what people would shock people, and having her in there would be like Naya going up against Roxanne. It would be like her and Bird Bitch from a couple years ago.
Oh, Val Kaya or not? Okay, Lyra and Nia. Oh, shit. Nia almost killed Lyra last time. I don't know.
I would love to just see Roxanne because I love a good David versus Goliath match. And if as long as Roxanne can start talking like she's not a little brat, like mad because I'm not giving her fruit snacks, I'll be fine with her because her wrestling's great. She's got the wrestling. It's just her voice. And I know some people say that about me, but her voice, oh my God. On the second SmackDown, you know what? I'm gonna go with Chelsea because that would be the fucking ultimate gag.
I hate you both for that.
I don't
See,
I
like
for
hate
it.
you
this, you have
both.
to see for brackets. You have to think like Triple H when it comes to brackets.
Put
That
that
is
Like
bald
like
head
true.
like
ass nigga. I don't want.
And then the
like
last one,
WWTBHND. What would that bald head nigga do?
I that part, man. I get jumped if I do. Okay, like I can't say that shit. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Um. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. They're gonna have Asuka win this last Raw thing because what I can see happening is that Chelsea wins, and then she hears that Asuka wins, and that she starts freaking out, and then she thinks like, okay, I got my secret Hermits with me. They're not gonna let Asuka hurt me, and like she's scared of Asuka the entire time. Like I don't know, something like that. But I cannot tell you. Y'all are gonna hate me for this. I want Roxanne versus Asuka. I think that would be a hell of a match.
I don't have a problem with that, but I do agree with Nicole. I want Charlotte to get that Queen of the Ring. I wanted to get it. However, my picks were Cargill to win on her bracket. I wanted Charlotte to win, but like I said, the story that they have going, I'm of the school of thought that they won't let her win, so I gave it to Bliss, and then I picked Octa, and then I see Perez advancing over Jade Cargill, and I'm not sure who would win between Bliss and Octa. To me, it really wouldn't matter. Both matches are going to be good, no matter who Roxanne goes up against. But if I had to pick an overall winner, I would give it to Perez if she ends up in the finals against Bliss or Asuka. But if
Where
it
has
comes
Alexa been
down,
training at?
I don't know.
Because she's came back swinging.
It was clean.
Ask that too because this ain't the
I was like, I said she's training different, or she trained different.
or maybe because they're actually just letting her wrestle at this point, showing what she can.
That is right. I mean, that is true. You
Yeah,
could use to say that.
See, I can
yeah.
see it now. Charlotte's gonna get distracted by Tiffany outside of the ring during the match,
No,
and
why would
then
Tiffany go out there for Charlotte?
Chelsea's gonna pin Candice, and then Charlotte's gonna have that stupid lost look on her face, that shocked lost look that she always has when her face is like super long and she's just lost.
Uh,
She's gonna have that
you
look
sound
on her
like a
face
hating
because she
ass
knew that she missed
nigga.
something. You know what I'm talking about?
I
Watch,
don't care. I don't care.
watch. It's going to go exactly like that. Charlotte's going to get distracted by Tiffany. Bliss is going to be knocked out somewhere. Candice is going to be in the ring with Chelsea. Chelsea's going to get some help.
I
Yada
hate
yada
this.
yada.
I hope
Ring
you so
pins
bad.
Candice. Charlotte's like, oh shit, I gotta run back in the ring. It's gonna be too late. Boom.
I am so mad because I feel like that might happen, and if it does, I blame Rashard. I blame him for everything. You're ruining it.
Same, because that's crazy.
You are ruining it.
Watch it happens.
You ain't shit. You, you
This
ain't
happened.
shit for that. Who's gonna win overall? Because if Chelsea advances and Asuka advances, so who's gonna win? You gonna give it to Asuka?
Oh yeah, Asuka's
Well,
gonna beat that ass.
Okay, so Asuka and Perez gonna be in the finals. So who y'all got to win overall? This is y'all bracket. Y'all picked it.
Wait, y'all said Perez event? I had Jade advancing.
You
So
got Jade advancing over Roxanne.
That's crazy work.
will be.
You're gonna put Cargill up against Asuka in the finals?
I mean, Cargill and Asuka in the finals. Remember her ex best friend still has that briefcase, and this
Who's
is
gonna
for.
win?
I mean, we could put it as Asuka winning, but we could also put it as Naomi costing Jade. Like Naomi's going to get involved somewhere with Jade in this tournament.
I
ooh,
really don't want that to happen.
Empress of the Ring does have a really good sound to it. I'm not even gonna fucking lie.
Who?
Empress of the Ring instead of Queen of the
I mean,
Ring.
she's probably gonna win it. I think she's gonna win it regardless.
I think Asuka winning is going to pump up like other storylines around it. Like her journey to winning it is going to spice up other like storylines around it.
So whoever wins will face off against the current champion of their respective brand. Which means if Asuka wins, she will be facing off against her friend Io Sky.
Yeah, and Kyrie has been helping EO as well. So that's going to be a triangle right there.
Because they don't have Dakota anymore to break it up.
Boom.
No, I don't need
So that'll
Naomi
be
to
like
get
a so that'll be
involved in
like a
that.
damage that'll be like a damage control like implosion right there.
If we go Rashard's route, I really don't want Naomi to get involved in that. Only because it will cause immense retaliation. And that
I
means
honestly,
that her cash in will be a failed cash in because of Jade.
I honestly think that Naomi's gonna go after Tiffany because that's you got to get your payback because Tiffany caused her a lot of grief and she never was able to get back on it. But now it's like not
Well,
only
yeah,
with
I figure she's going to go after Tiff. That's not the issue. I'm saying with the way y'all got it set up and the way Rashard is adding in pieces, right? When you look
uh,
at it in the grand scheme, by the time Naomi gets ready to cash in, somebody's gonna be looking for revenge, are they not? There's no way that Naomi's gonna have a cash in that isn't failed, unless Jade wants her to get the title so she can take it from her. That's the only way that it won't be a failed cash in.
Yeah, that could happen because remember when Seth cashed in earlier that night, he got his ass beat by Randy.
it's
So
true.
Jade can still put those hands on Naomi, and Naomi can still end up at the end of the day as champion.
Yeah, I don't trust that bald headed demon. I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
Oh, Triple H, a bald headed demon.
He's a bald headed demon. He
Well, he
is.
is.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not. I was just making sure that's what you said so I can repeat it.
Yeah.
So
Yes, that's what I call him.
hey, I'm just making sure, girl, because I don't want them to be like, y'all hear this white girl from this weird ass podcast? She dropped the N word. No.
No, it's not. I didn't use it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we gotta move on to the men's bracket because the men's bracket is different. Sami Zayn has advanced for Raw.
Is
Quite
him?
the upset. He advanced. And then on the SmackDown side, this is the most heavy bracket I've ever seen.
Why they do Nakamura like that? Come on, man.
That's nasty.
That's nasty.
On the
Everything
Raw,
about
That's
that
supposed
bracket That four-way is nasty. That is a
Both
nasty
of them,
Come
four-way.
both
on.
of them are sick. For
I
the
thought
men's side, for tomorrow's King of the Ring tournament bracket, Randy Orton is going to go up against LA Knight, Aleister Black, and Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, that's heavy.
It is extremely heavy. Now, next
That's
week,
too heavy.
yes, next week for Friday Night SmackDown, Cody Rhodes is facing off against Damian Priest. He's going up against Andrade and Shinsuke Nakamura.
That's bogus.
Who booked that?
I'm
bald-headed, big-nosed demon. That's who booked it.
telling you.
That is nasty.
I told you.
I'm just now paying attention to the men's. That is crazy.
I thought Nakamura was
If
gone though.
somebody, that's
No,
nasty.
he
They did
didn't. He
that to
didn't.
Nakamura.
They tried to put a false report
They
out.
could have put Tozawa or something in that other
Right.
SmackDown one.
Right. Well, where's Otis?
Nicole.
Yeah, there was
Now,
Otis,
they're
one of them
all
niggas from
flawed.
War Raiders. Like that's
No,
nasty.
Where's Austin Theory or someone?
they are raw superstars. They are not SmackDown
That is
superstars.
wrong.
Nicole's
Do
like, I
they
don't
not have a fucking mid card at SmackDown? That's crazy.
No, they don't. These are all the only people that are not in this are Solo, Jacob,
Hell, they could have put Solo in there.
JC Mateo's not in there. GOD's injured, so they're not in there, and none of the tag team members are in there because they all got issues with the YSC. So
Let me look at the roster online.
Yeah, because that sounds wrong.
Because there has to be like some mid
I
card.
don't think so. I think that they did this right.
Let's see.
I don't know. I
Superstars.
don't know. I'm telling you. I'm reading it. I don't know. I don't know.
Right, where's Jimmy? Where's Big Jim? Where
Yeah,
is he?
Jimmy's
Jimmy
not
could have
in
broken
it.
that bracket up a little bit. That is crazy.
Let's
Jim's
see.
not in it.
Apollo's still injured.
Yep, recovering from surgery.
He might be. I know he just got done with school or just graduated.
Right, where's Roman? Where's Miz at? Like,
Roman at home. You know where
man, they
Roman
really
is.
ain't got
Roman
no.
is at home.
Roman's
Man,
at
they
home.
really ain't got nobody on his roster.
No,
Roman's
Ain't nobody on his roster.
got five.
Why don't they have a mid card? That's
God,
crazy.
because everybody's in the tag team division is what they built over on SmackDown. The mid card is on Raw.
I understand that, but
everybody
you
hurt.
gotta have a mid card for situations like this. Like this is too much.
Everybody hurt. Drew hurt.
They ain't got
Evan
no mid
hurt.
card over here.
Yeah, everybody hurt. They got more
Ray
announcers.
Phoenix is not in this tournament either.
Who?
Johnny Gargano.
It's
Ray
like more
Phoenix,
women. It's like more women and backstage people than actual active wrestlers on here.
so Santos isn't in there. Ray Phoenix isn't in there, and they did have people that could have broke this up. Santos isn't in there. Ray Phoenix isn't in there. Um,
Hell, they could have put
you
fucking
know,
Angel Garza in there. Like, damn.
I mean,
There's no one on this roster.
they didn't put none of them in there.
Let's just be glad Rey
Nobody
Mysterio.
from the YS6 is in there, which honestly I feel like they should have put Dexter and Joe Gacy in there
Oh, they don't need both
Like-
of them
somewhere.
there. Just
Like
one.
that is
On
if
one side,
they
it's
were to
a
really,
bracket.
I think if they were to really put like a 3-hour show together with no advertise, I think they wouldn't have enough people. Like if they did a 3-hour show with just if they did a 3-hour show with just matches and no segments, I don't think they have enough people.
Maybe.
Rashard, shut up.
'Cause
Shut
I'm
up.
looking at the roster, I'm like half these people injured, other half are like backstage people.
Yeah,
Like
because
they
did you hear
seriously
the
wouldn't have
reports
enough for like
about Bianca? They're hoping that she'll be back for SummerSlam, but then now they're saying they don't know.
They could have put Ciampa or Gargano in one of these brackets, or they could have put one of the dudes from Motor City Machine Guns or something.
All of the tag teams are all entangled with the YS6 right now. While I understand them being put in the tournament, they all are entangled in that situation with
That's
the six.
crazy.
That is why none of them have been split. All of them, with the exception of Pretty Deadly and Legado del Fantasma.
Hell, they could
They
put
are
somebody from Pretty Deadly in there.
Hey, they could have put some NXT people. What our little YN doing? Like he could have been in the tournament.
You know who
They
I
could
thought
have
of last
been.
night? I said, where he been? Lexus King.
I don't know.
Hair touched up because it's melting off his face.
And they could put his ass in there. They could have put him in there. Not one of all people. That would be too much. They could have put him. Who's in NXT? Hell, they could have put Ethan Page in there.
Yes, yes.
They could have put
I don't mind
Wesley.
Javon being in there. Javon did good the last time he was on NXT.
Yep, they could
I
have
mean,
used
last time he was
Javon, and their
on
excuse
SmackDown.
could have been because he was just on SmackDown. They had some
Yep.
options.
They had lots
But
of.
they
They
chose the heavy bracket. This is what
this
we
is
got.
too much.
They went
So now I
heavy.
gotta pick who's gonna win. On Randy's side, who y'all gonna pick?
I don't know. It's too much.
You gotta pick somebody.
It would make
That's
sense
too
to
much.
go up and get Alistair probably.
Who would make sense to
Randy
me?
versus Alistair.
Alistair or LA Knight.
I
No
don't
shade to
want.
Carmelo, but I think
Carmelo's
Carmelo
gonna
gonna
get
win.
pinned. I don't
I
like
don't think he is. I think he gonna advance.
You think
I
Carmelo's
think
gonna
I think
advance?
I do.
Orton's gonna do the RKO and someone's gonna throw Orton out the ring for the win.
I think it's gonna be Carmelo.
It's the it depends on who's gonna be the person that throw Orton out the ring.
I think LA Knight's gonna try to steal it, and Carmelo's gonna, and Alistair
Oh, you
Black's
do
gonna
owe
stop him.
ass. What he is owed an ass whooping though.
Because you gotta
Who's
So you
remember
might be
the
right
last
because he
time,
was. Because who
the
did he
last
jump
time
on Monday?
I don't remember, but
Braun
the last
Breaker.
time Alistair and LA Knight was in a match, LA Knight stole Alistair's win. There's no way neither one of them are winning. They're not doing it because they're gonna be fighting each other. Because I'm telling you, as soon as they do that little bit where somebody gets RKO, they're gonna move. Obviously, it might be Carmelo if they're gonna do this bit, but Alistair and them are gonna be fighting. Because the
But
Alistair doesn't like
also,
the fact that LA stole his win the first time. There's no way they're gonna be the one.
but
It's gonna be
also,
Carmelo.
you have to think about on Monday, LA Knight showed up and fucked up that qualifying match for Braun Breaker.
So Brian might cost LA in this match.
Yeah, so LA Knight's not winning
LA, he's
regardless.
out. He got two opportunities to where people are gonna keep him from winning.
It's a
So
process of
you got
elimination.
you
So
got
we
Randy,
can cross him
Alistair, and
off.
Carmelo.
Okay, so we're crossing off. What's that
You
man's
crossing
name?
out
LA Knight.
LA.
LA Knight's
Hmm.
gone. We're gonna cross out Randy Orton because there's no reason for him to win. So he's
And
gone.
I think Randy will end up wrestling Nick Aldis at SummerSlam.
Yeah. So I think at this, honestly, it could be Carmelo. It's a toss up between Aleister Black and Carmelo.
I think it's gonna be Carmelo.
Yeah.
I'm going with Alistair. That's my boy.
All right.
Yeah, I
I'm
gotta go
happy
with
with
Alistair.
either.
I'm happy with either two. I like that. Plus that match with Fame is gonna be nice. Now, Raw side, right hand corner. You have Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, and a mystery opponent. They have not announced who this opponent is going to be.
Watch it be Mr. Iguana.
That's what Nicole said.
I think it's gonna be Mr.
She said,
I will shit Iguana.
that's
I know
so
he.
wild.
I got Bronson Reed coming out of this one.
Ew.
Honestly, I don't care who wins this bracket.
I don't want him to come out because I don't want Seth to have bragging rights for shit.
I
Nothing.
think it's either Mr. Iguana or it's Ilya Dragunov.
Somebody also said it was gonna be Illy. Was it you?
I thought he's still injured. I thought he was.
He should be almost back now. It's been like a year.
It's been almost a year for him. He should be back. If
And they
Ilya
said
comes back,
he's been training for a minute.
Yeah, if Ilya comes back, I'm okay with it being Ilya. I don't know.
Even though I love big body Bronson, but he's not. I don't want him to win against Ilya. He gotta, especially with him running around set, he gotta control himself.
There's a lot of big bitches in this match. What is
Yes,
this?
too
Sheamus and
much.
Rusev? What the fuck?
Did we skip this other SmackDown one?
Hey,
No,
that
we
one
get
can go
ready to
to
go
hell.
to it.
That
Cody
one can go to
Rhodes,
hell.
Damian Priest. Damian
Really think
Priest.
Cody's gonna?
Yes,
Yes,
Cody's gonna win.
Cody's winning.
Cody. As soon as you read his name, oh well.
Because I swear, if Cody wins,
I don't gotta learn. No,
I
nothing
swear,
else.
if
You
Cody
ain't gonna
wins,
be mad. It is what it is.
I would track down this fucking bus and flatten the tires.
Oh,
we
don't be
know
like
we
that.
know who Cody's winning. So who do we think is getting the pin? Andrade or Nakamura?
It's gonna be Andrade.
That nigga get pinned, man.
It's gonna be Andrade. I'm not gonna order ate enough pins. Let it be Andrade.
He's
I'm,
not pinning Damian
I'm
Priest.
cashing in my upset. I'm cashing in my upset token
Okay, what is your
because
upset pick?
Oh,
last week when Priest and Jacob was talking, Nakamura was in the background
oh,
chilling,
well, he was in the back lurking, but he's
and
not all the time.
I think Cody might be the one that might do the crossroads and stuff, but I think Logan Paul is going to knock him out in the match.
Now, why would you bring him up?
Yep, and then I
Why
think
would you do
Nakamura is
that?
going to get
Why
the
would
win.
you do that?
Watch it happen.
Don't bring.
Ugh. Nobody want to hear that shit.
Just be glad
I'll
they
be
didn't
mad
put.
as fuck if that happened. I'm telling you right now.
WWTBHDD. What would that bald headed demon do? And that's exactly what he would do.
Logan
I
Paul's the
can't
mystery.
stand it. Oh, what
I
she said,
just.
what if Logan Paul is a mystery opponent?
I thought
Oh
Logan Paul was
no!
SmackDown.
No, he's not. He's wherever he wants to go. He don't have no home. Sounds about right.
There's no way Logan
Should.
Paul's getting involved with all that. They're gonna squash him literally.
I mean, if it's an opportunity for him to win King of the Ring, that's a guaranteed match at SummerSlam. He's gonna have one at SummerSlam either way,
I
because
think
he
it's gonna be
always
him and
had
Cody.
one.
It's gonna be him and Cody 1-on-1. Watch.
Dude,
Let's
shut
start
up!
from this match. This
Shut up!
watch, he's gonna come out of nowhere. Cody's gonna do it. He's gonna have whoever in the crossroad, and Logan's gonna come with that hand and bink, knock him out.
That
Ken,
hand is
Ken
so
Shasta,
wild.
1, 2,
It's
3,
such a.
Nakamura wins.
I am so that into existence. If that actually fucking happens, I will leave the show. Like,
I'm so sick of retarded and bullshit. I'm tired of it.
Hey, you remember what happened with the R Truth thing? Like I just brought it up. I didn't expect him to really do it until the next day. I was like, wait a minute, he's doing it.
uh, Rusev.
Okay, so who got winning the overall tournament? Since Rashad
Cody.
keep fucking up people's brackets. Shit, like he on some NCAA basketball shit. Um,
Right, you got to think
who
like them.
y'all
They
got?
want the money.
Who y'all got to win overall? Who is your pick,
Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana for Lakers?
Bitch, I would
So
pop.
Nicole picked Cody. Rashad,
Sammy,
who's your overall pick?
Sammy.
Now, see that I can
Oh
agree
shit, I
with.
forgot Sammy was over there.
Yeah, I'm okay with Sammy winning. Everything else go to hell.
I would like him to win, but he's not gonna win because I'm being realistic.
I want him to win.
It's gonna be something, Cody Rhodes.
I'm so tired.
The crowd is here. Da, 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 da. My wife's name is Brandy Rhodes. Da, 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 da.
Not forget to mention she is black.
My dad's name is Dusty Rhodes.
I can't. I can't take it
Whoa!
We're gonna get sued from WWE for train
And my
infringement.
father says that I'm his favorite.
No.
I'm flipping that and I'll put that on the internet.
Someone please segue. Someone please segue. Because we're gonna get in trouble.
Okay. God, so stupid. Uh, all right. Evolution is July 12th, and they got a lot going on that weekend. NXT Great American Bash is that weekend. So is the All Women's PLE Evolution, and they have Saturday Night Main Event.
So Rico kind of told me something that they did the women extra dirty when it comes to that evolution thing, which I didn't think about. So it's going to be in Atlanta, right?
Is
That night is also the same night that Beyonce is going to be in Atlanta on her Cowboy Carter tour.
What?
yeah, okay. So yes, Cowboy Carter is gonna be the same night as Beyonce's, and it's gonna be the same night as Evolution. But Beyonce has like three shows in Atlanta. I believe
Uh,
it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And every
and
one of those
also,
shows,
And she goes on stage late.
yeah, and then also, um, there's not much of a crossover from Beyonce fans to WWE fans. Like, there's gonna be some small percentage, but the overwhelmingly part of it will not be in Atlanta anyways.
that's what I'm saying.
So
And it's
that's
gonna
why
start at
I
like
never like really entertained that, because I was like, there isn't enough of a pool from people in Atlanta for them who are also WWE fans
I
that it would make that much of a difference. And it's not
I
like it's a
agree.
streamed concert. Like, yeah, you can watch it on TikTok or stuff, but it's like, how many shows has she had already that you can watch on TikTok or haven't been able to watch on TikTok or
Or
whatever
parts of
yet?
it on YouTube. Like some of them got whole segments on YouTube.
Exactly. Like,
So
I've seen most of the concert within the first week of the show.
yeah, because people
So
filmed it and put it on YouTube. So
yeah, so that's why I don't think the overlapping conversation matters.
I don't think it did them dirty because I think I think Nicole was right. There is a small percentage of overlap, but nobody's gonna be running down the street from the Beyonce concert to go finish watching Evolution or vice versa. So the show's normally probably gonna start at 7. Beyonce's concerts usually don't start till like 9, from what I know. People don't get home till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't think there's really a crossover. I don't think they did them dirty. I think they just convened in Atlanta. And while Beyonce's tour was announced, WWE can't schedule their PLEs around Beyonce. She is not the center of the earth.
Yeah. And also,
So
she's not going to clash enough with the audience for it to matter. If it was a sports event, then that's different. Like,
yeah,
that's like if it was, say it
a
was,
Falcons game
yes, or Atlanta
or
Braves game.
a Braves game.
That's when you're gonna run into some issues. But a
Hmm.
Beyonce concert, no.
You're
I mean, the
fine.
only concert I low key, honestly, I don't think a lot of concerts would really matter, to be honest, regardless of genre. This is even like speaking about like the genre she's in. I mean, like in general.
Hmm.
I think they're fine. They're gonna have a decent crowd as long as they book it right. From
Yeah.
what I can see, it seems like they are doing that. The Bella twins are coming back, and they're probably going to go up against Liv and Raquel. So you have that. Hopefully, they have Tiffany booked for a match against somebody to go into Evolution. You got EO. She needs to be booked for that, unless they're going to have her on Saturday Night Main Event. I would split them, put one of them on Saturday Night Main Event, the other one on Evolution. It really depends on how they book it. But for now, the two matches that are booked, or at least that we know are going to be booked, is Liz and Raquel going up against the Bella Twins, more than likely for those tag team titles. And then you have JC Jane possibly defending her championship. Well, it is that she will defend her championship at Evolution. And it all starts with this with this four-way eliminator that they set up over on NXT this past Tuesday. So these 16 women were the ones selected to face off against JC James. JC did defend her championship against Laney Reed. This was her first match on NXT as far as I know. Laney did a bang up job against JC. She was very, very good. But of course, Fatal Influence helped her retain. And now they have to decide who is going to compete against JC in the Evolution. And then we also have Mariah May's contract signing happening next week. It doesn't look like she's going to be in this match, but Mariah will probably still be. She might be booked for Evolution. You never know. Her name is Blake Monroe now, so
I
there's
love that name. I love it.
So for the Eliminator matches, you got Lash Legend facing off against Kaylani. You got Zarya going up against Izzy Dane from the Culling. You got Thea Hale facing off against Jada Parker. And you have Lola Vice going up against Jordan Gray. So who do y'all think is going to advance? Because I don't think they're going to finish this off in one night, seeing as they're going to have these 4 matches next week. So between Lash and Kaylani, who y'all got?
Don't be mad at me, but I'm going to say Kaylani.
Richard, who you picking?
I got Lash.
Nicole?
I think Lash should win.
All right. I am going with Lash to go up against Kaylani. Zarya versus Izzy.
Zarya. Next.
Zarya.
Zarya.
Zarya overwhelming on the Zarya side. Well, I don't play devil's advocate and pick Izzy Dane because I feel like that hoe gonna cheat. Thea Hale and Jada Parker.
Thea.
Nicole.
Thea.
Finally, you got Lola Vice going up against Jordan Gray.
Jordan.
Lola just won a match, so it's gonna be Jordan.
Jordan.
All right. So we got Jordan, Zarya for the overall majority, but I'm picking Izzy Dane to win on that. Lash Legend and Thea Hale.
Because I have a feeling that Tatum's going to come out there and she's going to give Jada Parker her little come up, and she's been needing for quite a while now.
I mean, he could, but Jada's also been attacking Thea for a while too, and Thea's lost every match to Jada Parker that she's had.
She needs to leave my little goth girl alone. Like, this season of Wednesdays, I need to leave her alone.
All right, next week we'll see who's going to advance. Hopefully we're right. We usually are, to be honest. All right, so finally, we are at the main topic. I'm going to try not to keep this too long. But the topic of the day is we the people. So I want to talk about the power of the people, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because R-Truth's return to WWE is not only historic, it is unheard of, okay? If y'all don't know, you should know by now, but R-Truth was cut. It was done by design because his contract was older, and they felt like older contracts were primed for cutting. And they made Triple H be the one to be the guy to handle those cuts or make the decision as to who gets cut, and he chose R-Truth. Once the fans got wind that R-Truth was cut, it was a domino effect of nothing but complete takeovers in the audience. I know for a fact on Netflix they were trying to drown out the sounds of them chanting, "We want R-Truth, we want truth." They couldn't drown out that sound. We all heard it. They did this at every show, from Raw, NXT to SmackDown. They chanted for R-Truth. During the middle of the week. What was that?
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but they were doing it at live shows too. Like, I saw stuff on Instagram where people were at like live shows and they were chanting, "We want truth." And there was another chant saying, "Fuck you, Paul."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So during the week, once WWE heard the fans' outcry, of course, the online messages were 10 times worse than what they were getting in the arenas. So because of that, WWE reached out to R-Truth, and R-Truth at first was not, really ready to answer. He just was like, it is what it is, and we're done. It wasn't until Nick Khan decided to personally contact him to try to negotiate with him to come back. And that is when Ron Killings returned to WWE. This was a surprise because all of this was handled the week of Money in the Bank, and it shifted the final scene of Money in the Bank where R-Truth showed up and cost John Cena the match. Now we're leaning into this Ron Killings character, and Ron Killings is a persona. So if you've ever heard of DID, okay, it is a disorder, usually described as dissociative identity disorder, I believe. But sometimes it can be mistaken for multiple personality disorder. Oftentimes, when people have traumatic events, they will tend to shift into different people. The mind will protect itself at all costs. And in our truth case, that's what he mimics to me. um, he said, well, Ron Killings was on Busted Open Radio. He was responding to Bubba Ray making some disparaging comments about him. I don't know what Bubba Ray said, but our truth made it, well, Ron Killings made it very clear that he's in the driver's seat and he's taken over because our truth has been hurt. So essentially, what happened is once he felt the need to come out, he has come out. So our truth is being protected by Ron Killers. Okay? Just so you can understand the story of the lore behind the characters, because they are two separate people, at least in the character wise. So going outside of kayfabe and into the reality of this, when you look at it, it's unheard of and it's unprecedented that WWE would make a decision like that based off of the fans' reaction of one superstar being fired. Because I remember the only other person who had this kind of hold on the fans was none other than Bray Wyatt. Rest his, I rest his soul. He was the only other person who people were that upset about leaving or getting fired from WWE. So now we have this scenario where the fans are able to pseudo control the narrative here when it comes to a release, and they make it very, their feelings very heard. They're loud and they're proud about it, and WWE reacted in kind. So now the question has to be asked: the power that the WWE universe holds. We got a few questions. What impact can the people have on the product, given what they now know they are capable of doing in terms of change?
Y'all mind if I go first? Because I actually have to get up early in the morning. So can I go first real quick?
Sure.
I think this is awesome. I think it shows that I just want to say for a brief second, no matter how you like whatever aspect of wrestling you're a fan of or whatever, we all came together because everyone was like they got rid of R-Truth, they released R-Truth. Are you serious? And it was just like people were like coming together. It was the weirdest thing. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, the only time we ever really see that kind of camaraderie is when someone passes away. And that sucks. And we shouldn't be like that, you know? But now with, and I'm not trying to get political by stating this, I'm just saying this like as someone who's trying to be working blue collar, right? Things are getting expensive. People can't afford stuff. They're cutting back on house shows because they're like, oh, we can't draw. No, people don't have money for it. Now they want people to go back to Vegas and drop estimately, how much did you say, Nicole, about when you were in Vegas, Romania this year?
A lot of money. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh,
We had the outrage where people were like, not going back to Vegas. I saw on Instagram where a man is like, I have gone to WrestleMania for the last 10 years. I'm not going back to Vegas. If you guys had put like 5 years in between, we would have no problem. but I'm not going back after just going this year. They need to listen to the fans because at the end of the day, yeah, they can get their paycheck. Our names aren't, it's not Alexis, Tiffany, Nicole, anybody's name, right? If the
Right?
fans are not shows, and this isn't just WWE, it's any kind of wrestling show, right? If the fans aren't buying tickets, if the fans aren't buying merchandise, if the fans aren't buying anything, if people are unsubscribing from Peacock, whatever, that's going to hit them where it hurts. And we have said this before, the only way you're going to hurt WWE is by hitting them financially. And I know you mentioned Bray Wyatt, but we cannot forget CM Punk. They chanted Punk's name for 10 years. It did not matter where they went. They could have gone overseas. They could have went to Chicago. They could have went to Texas, wherever. People were chanting for Punk. And if Triple H wasn't all up in his feelings, we probably would have got him back earlier. Let's just remind that because Vince wanted Punk to come back, and Punk was like, no, I can't be in the same room as your son-in-law. We don't know how times have changed, whatever. I'm not a mind reader. Honestly, I got things to worry about than what Phil Brooks and Paul Levesque are fighting about this week, okay? But we fans, we have power. We went, like the people who went to SmackDown and NXT and Raw, it wasn't disrespectful because I saw people were like, oh, this is so disrespectful. They did it to a women's match. No, they were mad. And instead of some people are like, oh, they should have stayed home. They bought the ticket. They were going to go and they were going to be heard. And that's any sporting event you go to, whether your team's losing or you're winning or whatever, you're going to let your voice be heard. And everyone came together and said what we wanted. Truth did not deserve to get such a crappy release, and that he deserved better if he didn't want to come back. Like John Cena's having a whole year retirement run, and they do R-Truth, who really nobody ever had a problem with this way. Like, what's the joke? If you meet somebody and they say that R-Truth can't trust you, you know? And you know what? They can mute. We're not saying like we demand everybody who's been released to come back, because if that's the case, Rico would be letting them with burner accounts trying to get Dakota Kai back for the third time. But we have more power. The fans have more power than we think we do. The fact that everyone went to those shows and chanted loudly, and then people were giving them the smoke online, they can mute us. And I said this in your live, Tiff. They can mute us online. They can have Pat McAfee say, "Oh, love you, Cena," or some crap like because they were saying something to some wrestler was on Botchamania. Pat was like, "Oh, they're saying they love him." You can go online. You can voice your opinions online. If they block you, that's what burner accounts are for, sweetheart. Like, you can go on there, make a mini burner account, and voice your opinion. That's like, we have a podcast. We talk about what we don't like. This is voicing our opinion. We're not saying, hey, listen to us. Sometimes we do, because some of the stuff y'all be doing is some crackhead, meth head shit. But, true or false. But it's just like, we the fans have outlets. This isn't like the thousands that where we only have like little niche areas or people who we can talk to. There are people who have built platforms off of talking stuff like this. You have streamers, you have podcasters, you have people who just post videos online and Instagram and TikTok talking about this. Like, this is our ability. Like, this is why a lot of stuff that we hear from fans about, like AEW doing cease and desist, people being able to opinions about Phil and the Young Bucks fighting. Like, we can have this and we can voice it as long as we do it in a mature way. But like, we the fans, if we don't give them money, if we support them, if the merchandise, and I know we all want to support our favorite. I got 5 of them. I got 5 of them over on AEW right now. Can't bring myself to buy their merch. Don't ask why. I just can't do it. Okay, I really want it, but I can't get it because I know only one's going to get that money, or at least part of it, or something. I don't know. I don't know economics. I barely passed it with the C, and I think my teacher felt sorry for me. But we have to let our voices be heard, and if something makes you mad, get on it. the louder you are and the more people who feel this way, I'm not saying we can completely control WWE and AEW and MLW, but we can let them know, okay, this is BS. Call me when you want to act smart, kind of thing. Because how many times have we done it when we talk about something on a podcast, what we say happens comes true, and we're like, okay, like we joke around, oh, they're listening to us, whatever. But like they actually listen to us. And I think that they should. And not everybody. Like they should listen to competent. But let's read the room. Now read the room. Do any of us, if the rumors are true, do any of us want to see Goldberg come back at Saudi, wrestle Gunther, and there's a 50-50 chance that he'll become world heavyweight champion before his retirement? Now's the
No.
time. See, in a situation like that, that's when you need to use your voice. You don't want to see Goldberg. I don't want to see Goldberg. Tip don't want to see Goldberg. Hold on, want to see Goldberg. A lot of people we know want to see Goldberg's done. I don't want to see him in Saudi. I don't want to see him anywhere near WWE show. It's stuff that the voices need to be heard. Yes, there's going to be people who are like, oh, fuck Jey Uso and his shitty run. Goldberg should come back for one more run, blah, blah, blah. You need to let your voice be louder than those people. Said their accounts. They block you, just make another account. Because now that they know, we basically bullied a multi-million-dollar company into hiring somebody back. We have power. And it's a great thing to know. Do that.
Well, you're right.
Now bring back Samoa Joe and we can maybe let up on you a little bit, Paul. But until
I
then,
don't know about that, baby. Samoa Joe seems to be very happy in AEW.
as long as he's happy, I'm happy for him.
From what I hear, though, they say Adam Cole might be headed back to the E. His contract is up in 2027, and but they might add on that injury time like they did to Ray Phoenix. But I don't know. They might let up on it because they did let up on it on Ray Phoenix a little bit. So, but that's what I heard. Anywho, Nicole, what do you think the impact that people can have on the product with the way they were able to change our Ron Killing status in WWE? What do you think their impact can be now?
I mean, they have like a large impact. I mean, we've always had a large impact. Like, obviously, I think one of the most recent ones you can think was Kofi Mania. And
Right?
then that same year, because that year was so convoluted, you think of the Rise of Becky Lynch. Same thing. You think of the Yes Movement, which was crazy, especially for that time. Like, there's many instances where not many instances, but there's quite a few instances where our voices are heard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to say, oh, WrestleMania, the one that Cody won. That's another one. That was probably the last, like, really, really big one. You can kind of say Jey Uso, but not really. At the same time, I don't really consider that because he checked boxes in other places that it didn't make it weird. So
True.
that's why I don't necessarily consider him in that aspect. Um, I think the thing is, and I will stand by this, I think Hunter gets very upset when he like his quote unquote, I think his when he feels like his vision is hijacked. So that's why when he tried to go there, be like, "Oh, do you like the shows? It's part of the show." I'm like, "Nigga, don't act like this is some long term Birkin shit." Because at first, I thought it was like I was like, "Did we get worked?" And then it came out we did it, and then going back to that comment, and he's made similar comments like that before. Like he does not like it when I think it's more so he doesn't like when he feels like fans hijack it, but I feel like he also doesn't like his product or what he puts together doesn't come out the way that he thinks it should. I think he gets very defensive and offensive about it. I think he gets very, very sensitive. And it's like, yes, you might not be Vince throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks, but at the same time, like, you need to wrap some shit up. You need to wrap some shit up. We don't need 5 million fucking factions. We don't need, like, there's a lot of things that can get wrapped up. And this also goes and releases. Also, let people know this is not going to work for everybody. Let's make this very clear. Because I heard some people is like, oh, well, we should try that with. I said, no, no, we should not try it with nobody else because it's not going to. There's very, very few people. The only other person, and knock on wood, and I think with this backlash, I don't think they would do it, would be The Miz. I think that's the only other one if he got, like I said, knock on wood. But I think because of the R-Truth thing or Ron Killings thing, I think they're very shell shocked. So I don't think they're gonna push their buttons with something like that. Um, but yeah, they just need to like. We do have the power, but also it has a price. Like I said, I think Jey Uso was that price. Also think he's injured, but I think two. But like I always say, two things can't be true at once. But to wrap this up, we do have power, but it comes with a cost. And everybody just has to be prepared for that cost. That's all I got to say about that. So, Rashad, I don't know if you want to give your opinion on it.
Pretty much repeat everything you guys said, but on top of that, I'll say it depends on who we give that power to as well. Because some fans, we see the stuff that they post online. If they had the pencil in their hands, like the stuff that they would do, and those are the people that we should steer any type of power away from. Like we could have a whole episode about like the top 5 things that we've seen fans that think that they know what they would do if the power was in their hands, but in reality don't have a clue or will probably make things even worse than what they think that they're doing, especially if they think like they're saving the business.
Agreed. Because I see some fan shit and I was like, I know you on crack. Like, there's no way.
I'm like, there's no way you're shit talking something Vince did, and then you're like, oh, if it was me, and then it's something that's way worse than what Vince put out. I'm like, if it was you, so many companies will go bankrupt.
And it's always like the most like out of pocket shit. Like they'll be like, um, no offense to Kelly, but they'd be something like Kelly versus Lita versus, I'm trying to think of somebody really random, versus Jasmine Nix for the IC belt. And we'll be so fucking for real about it.
Or they'll have like some out of left field segment like, oh, I will turn this person heel and have them join this faction that has nothing to do with them, just out the blue, just because I want them to turn heel. And you're just like, what?
Yeah, like, oh, we should bring, no offense to Tamina, but they'd be like, oh, we should bring Tamina back so she can join the bloodline and be their
Yeah.
manager. And you're like, what?
And you're like, why? It's like whenever you hit them with the why, that's when they freeze up. Like,
Yeah,
oh, why not? Like, because it's
because there's a lot of reasons why not.
dumb.
That's what we're saying. There's so many reasons. And it just becomes like a mess. It's like they're just like, okay, we're just gonna do X, Y, and Z. We're like, that ain't how shit works out. No matter no matter how much you want it to work out like that, it's not gonna work out that way.
I think her stuff died because it kicked her out of the room.
Oh, it happens to her Wi-Fi, so she'll be fine. She'll be back in a second. It happens quite often. Um, I'm trying to think of other like really obnoxious, like crazy booking I said, and I'm like, ain't no way.
I remember when Punk was like rumored to go to AEW. Someone was like, "Oh, on his first day, I'd have him turn heel and join Bullet Club." And I remember reading that on. I remember because I was on the flight to Vegas for SummerSlam that year, and I remember just reading that, boarding the plane, and just nonstop laughing. Like, is this guy serious right now? And he was one of those diehards that think like, oh, everything WWE is doing is wrong and stuff, and then he puts that out, and I'm like,
Well, so what kind of Vince ass booking did you just do?
right.
Like literally, some Vince ass fucking booking, and it's always like that. It's I always see the worst stuff from Diva stands. It's always a Diva stands, and then they're like, and they'll be like, oh, it should be Tiffany versus somebody versus some fucking random ass girl on Evolution or Next Up that's had 3 matches. And then they should retire the NXT Women's Champion and bring back the Butterfly Belt. Like shit like that.
It's like they never have the why. It's like they always throw everything out, but as soon as you're like, but why? And
It's like
that's when it goes silent.
it's like they put it's like they put a fucking simulator. Like they have a simulator in their brain. And they like went to sleep, turned the simulator on, and then woke up and was like, I have all of these great ideas and none of them are good.
Just random words like in the bingo little ball, and it's just spinning. They're just picking things out like this person should go against this person for that reason.
It's like oh, they're using that thing from the Royal Rumble. They're
Just
using that. They're just spinning it around, and they're like, "Oh, there's like, oh shit, we gotta figure out a feud for Elimination Chamber." And they're like, "Shit,
they'll say something like, "Oh, we'll bring back the cruiserweight championship and put Punk on it," something like something totally left field.
that's just crazy." And I'm just like, I mean, I low key kind of felt like that with JC Jane when she won, even though I love JC Jane. I was like, "Ooh," I was like, "Who? This is a weird booking. This is like a fan booking."
It's like with NXT, like you never know, and it's like most of the outrageous victories be clean. So it's like is this like a fan booking or
Yeah,
There
NXT
was
is weird.
there was one, and me and you and Tiff were talking about it, Nicole. Sorry, I jumped back in real quick because I just remembered this. I think it was on. I can't remember the show, but I know this happened because someone had that women's title, and someone was like, "Oh, well, you know what? She doesn't deserve it, so she should just give it back to who the regular champion was, and it shouldn't count." Do you remember talking about something like that?
I feel like maybe.
Because I forgot who it was, but just hearing y'all talking, like, they want to make everything their 2K25, my rise or my play or my universe or whatever the fuck it's called anymore. We were talking about, that just reminded me where they're like, well, she's not a good champion. So, she should just, I think it was like Bliss or I don't remember. It was really weird, but they're like, oh, she's not that good of a champion. So they should just tried it where like, they're just like, oh, you just need to give that back to her with no rhyme, no reason. Just hand the title back to her. I'm like, I can't remember who's people. It's just the weird stuff like that I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all?
I just can't with people. Like I said, I was like, it's like a Vitamix Royal Rumble fucking spinneroonie of the worst wrestling ideas imaginable.
Oh, the Royal Rumble is like where it's worse, especially like fantasy signings for Royal Rumbles.
Oh my god, it's always sick. And it's
Like,
literally like though they want to put someone in there who literally just signed a contract with AEW.
remember that one year, like no one anywhere, like no one said that Kenny was actually coming to the WWE, and people were actually mad that Kenny wasn't in the Royal Rumble.
Oh my gosh, that was only a couple years ago too.
Yeah,
And
and
like
he's
there was nothing that said that he was signed there anywhere.
because like seeing like people were trolling it and John or was saying it. I think John Cena people got mad at him because he was trolling because on his Twitter he put a picture of Kenny and then
Yeah,
he put the Omega symbol and then he put a picture of Mega Man right
yeah.
next to it. So I think that, like Cena was just like, okay, y'all shut up. He ain't coming, but I'm gonna fuck with you anyway. So that made me laugh though.
And
But
like people were seriously mad about that.
Kenny has said it before. He'll never go to WWE because that's not where he wants to go. But like I remember that people were like, Kenny Omega didn't show up, and I am just so in my feels about it. And how dare he? I'm like, yeah, how dare a grown man not make his own decisions on where he wants to do and what he wants to go? Right? Okay.
And it's like again, who said he was fucking
The
No one
same
said he was
people.
showing up.
It's the same people who still want fucking Brock Lesnar to come back and wrestle again.
I'm like, y'all know,
Same
Brock
ones that
is
the
not
same
coming
ones that
back.
chant one more match at Ric Flair.
Flair nearly died in the last match that he had.
He
Exactly.
literally almost died a few times.
Yeah. And it's just like go home, Rick. Like just go somewhere. Like, just go somewhere because I'm sick of you. And then it's like, oh well, he deserves one more match. I mean, he's 70 years old. Or 77 years old? What more do you fucks want from him?
I remember one person was like, "Oh, it should be Cena versus Flair to decide the real number one champion."
Are you serious? That would be the lowest rating pay-per-view. Yeah.
I'm like, why? Like
Because
all it
wrestling
takes is just
fans are
one
stupid.
punch.
What was the other one? Like, oh God, what was it? That Women's Royal Rumble that year where they had no legends come back? And people were like, where are the legends? Where are these people? I saw one guy,
I feel
where's
like that
Luna
was
Fish?
last year or the year
Well, it was like,
before.
yeah, I think it was
It
the year
was it
before.
was recent-ish.
And they were like, why isn't there any legends? And one guy, I saw this one guy go, where's Luna Fashawn? I said, homie, she's been dead since 2010. He's like, really? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, well, shit. Like, I shouldn't be laughing. It's horrible. But, like, they, see, this is why some wrestling fans are embarrassed to be wrestling fans because of people like that. They don't want to be lumped into the same category as people who are like, oh, Sting can come back into WWE. And I'm like, Sting looks like a grandpa now. Let this man be. Just stop.
I blame that on the Saudi people who were asking for like Ultimate Warrior and stuff.
Oh, I said it earlier. They were talking about Yokozuna and they had to tell him he's been dead for like 20 something years. They didn't know he died. I'm just like, damn. You really are far behind, aren't you? And I think they asked for like big boss man and some other people, but like they're like, no, they're all dead, Your Highness.
What really like gets me are the people that are like post a picture of like an older wrestler that's deciding that like they want to turn their life around and get in shape, like because their health matters, and they'll caption like, "Oh, do they have one more run in them?" Like, no, they just want to get in shape because they don't want to be like limping around everywhere.
Like, here's a good example. I love The Undertaker. I have my thoughts about Mark Calloway. I love Undertaker. He's my favorite wrestler, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Okay. Do I still like freak out a little bit when he shows up, even when he's not in the Undertaker outfit? Yeah, I do. Do I want to see him wrestle as the Undertaker again? Hell no.
like
Absolutely
Batista's
not.
like Batista's a big example. Like if anything, he's like in movie shape, getting ready for whatever part he has. Like just because he posts a picture of him getting in shape doesn't mean we should be out here like dream booking him to have one more title run. Like
Well,
let
I
the man
mean,
like let the man continue getting his Guardian of the Galaxy checks and
it's
living his
Marvel
life.
movie checks. Let's go.
Some big checks.
Exactly.
Well, it's about that time, people. We're gonna get out of here. I'm
No,
just
no,
gonna,
no, no.
I'm just gonna tell y'all. I'm glad that our truth is back. I hope everything that he wants, he got. The money, the time on TV, the storyline he wanted. If it's a title, let him have whatever he wants. And then I hope y'all give him a Legends contract after that because he's earned it and he deserves that. Um, it's very interesting. I mean, yes, Nicole has mentioned that it's happened before with other people, but this is the first time we've ever seen that happen with the black man. But it also um, speaks to the character of who Ron Killings is as a person and how much he truly means to not only us as the fans, but the superstars as well. Because while the Yes Movement and everything else had its grassroots in the fans, Ron Killings is different. He had more than just us. He had an entire locker room that was devastated over him leaving. And I remember when Kathy Kelly was talking about him, she was about to start crying in the middle of talking about him. So he means a lot to the backstage, to the NXT kids, everybody. So it was different. There was a shift there. I hope that in seeing this difference, that they value their superstars a lot more and give them what they rightfully deserve in terms of a proper retirement, possibly an induction into the Hall of Fame. Everything that they have earned, I hope that they take a better, deeper dive into giving these people their flowers while they're still living and able to accept them. With that being said, we're going to get out of here. I hope you guys follow us on our social media. You can always follow us at Down for the Count 19 over on Twitter or on Instagram at D4TC _ podcast. Rashard has his podcast, and you can follow him. He'll tell you his credentials. Go ahead.
You can give us a follow at CultureCast Pod on Instagram, CultureCast Pod _ on X / Twitter.
And on that note,
Oh, hold on real quick. Shout out to Black Wrestling. They have the BRP dropping soon. So since you know the BRP drops soon, that means the after the 50 will be dropping soonish as well.
ooh, yay, more arguing. We always fight over these lists every time. So I like Black Wrestling. They're funny. They have amazing graphics. They made a good Naomi graphic for their BRP 50 when Naomi was I think when she won or before that. They had her render up there. It looked really cool. So shout out to y'all. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Hopefully we won't be 2 hours next time. We are 2 hours this time. But we'll see you guys next time.
That's not that bad. We've done worse.
True enough.
Down for the count.